Hi, my name is Christina, but you might know me as Wanderlusting Hippie. I was a full-time nomad for 7 years, traveling around the US, Southeast Asia, and Europe. And these are some of my stories. Let's talk. Today I wanted to talk about a big mistake that a lot of first-time travelers make, and that is choosing your accommodations too early. Now, before you even take the trip, you need to make the decision, are you a slow traveler or are you a tourist? And either one is okay. I personally was a slow traveler. I like to stay in places for a month at a time. I like to feel like I live there. I like to get involved in the culture. I prefer to rent Airbnbs over hotels because I want to feel involved in the city. But there's also people who work full-time jobs who can only take maybe a week, to take a vacation, and that's okay too. This lesson is going to apply to you either way. So one of the first things that I would recommend is book a hotel for 2 nights. It doesn't matter where you're going or what time you get in, you will be tired, especially if this is your first international trip. You are going to want to get to a hotel right away and decompress. So I would say book a hotel close to the airport for the first 2 nights. The biggest mistake that I see people making as first-time travelers is booking out their accommodations for the entire trip before they leave. And I get the excitement, and I get that that might be the most financially beneficial way to do things, especially if you are staying in hotels. However, I have done that a couple times, and every time it has come back to bite me. Because until you get to a new city, you're not going to know what area that you like spending time in. And on more than one occasion, I have booked myself out for over a week in one location, only to get there and realize by the second day that I'm not around anything. I can't get anywhere. There's no stores nearby. Maybe cars don't come to pick up out there. There's a whole lot of problems that you don't really think about until you're put in that situation. So the way that I will combat that is stay near the airport for the first 2 nights. When you walk off the plane, I promise you, first thing you're going to want to take a shower, whether it's midday, 9 a.m., 2 p.m., anything, you're going to want to jump in a shower. So just book something next to the airport, get there, take a shower, and then explore the city. And make sure you spend a little bit of time in each region, even if it's 2-3 hours, right? Let's say you get in at 9 a.m., take a nice shower, spend 3 hours around the airport area, then go up north, spend another 2 hours there. See how you like that environment, because the energy can change a lot depending on what part of a city you're in. And that's something you don't really think about when you're booking your hotels or Airbnbs ahead of time. So on more than one occasion, I have found myself in an area that I didn't love. For example, there's this part of Bali called Uluwatu, and I love Uluwatu, I do. However, Grab cars, which is their version of Uber, don't pick up out there. So you have to be able to drive a motorbike. Listen, I can't. I tried. I for real tried. I rented one and I drove right into a tree. on the grounds of the hotel before even leaving the property. So I returned it immediately, asked for a refund, but I had booked a stay for 7 days in this beautiful villa and I couldn't go anywhere. So I took a lot of time for reflection and writing, and I walked everywhere I went. But there's things like that that you don't think about until you're put in that situation. There's also could be some sketchy areas, and you have to learn what parts of the city you maybe want to stay away from, especially if you are a solo female traveler. So my recommendation, book 2 nights by the hotel at the airport and start there. Work your way out, branch out and explore. Figure out what part of the city calls to you, and then start looking for accommodations there. I hope this tip helps, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.
If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.